From the JMA Dome in Syracuse, New York, ESFTV presents a special edition of USCAA college basketball as the Mighty Oaks welcome the Nittany Lions of Penn State Lehigh Valley to historic Jim Boeheim Court. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on ESFTV for men's college basketball. Kenny Copps along with Alex Burstein, Nico Horning in just a little bit. It's a special evening here as we celebrate the Mighty Oaks seniors and the ESF faithful green out the dome in the house that Jim Boeheim built. Alex, always a special night when ESF plays at the Dome, but especially so as they get set to honor the senior class. 5 members of ESF men's basketball graduating here in 2026.
Yeah, a much larger senior class than last year when only one Mighty Oak graduated, so it'll be good to see everyone get some playing time on this court, but should be a really competitive game as well. Two teams that are having solid seasons, just hovering above 500, and for ESF, a chance to get a very key 11th win that would tie the school record. So a lot on the line tonight, and what better place to do it than the Dome?
Couldn't agree more, and they've had remarkable success on this floor. In 7 previous trips here to the Dome, 7 victories. As ESF looks to make it 8 for 8 tonight, and a couple of seniors in Antonio Franco and Patrick Emery have a chance to join last year's lone senior Kieran Hefferon in going 4-0 in their career at the Dome.
Yeah, these seniors don't really know anything other than losing here because, like you said, a perfect record here at the JMA Wireless Dome. So they're trying to keep that trend going. It's happened the last few years, and like I said, they're a team that has had some success this year more than past seasons, so this would be the perfect cherry on top to end the campaign.
Absolutely, and especially so for ESF, their second year in a row competing as an independent school without a conference affiliation. Well, if you're wondering why we're on the air so early for a 6:30 p.m. tip-off, we're going to bring you the Senior Day ceremonies in their entirety. So pregame warm-ups wrapped up a little early this evening, and the players will get a couple of minutes to get the legs moving again after we pause for a very important and emotional evening for players, families, and coaches alike. And now we'll turn things over to our public address announcer for the evening to honor the ESF senior class.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the JMA Wireless Dome for tonight's game between Penn State, Lehigh Valley, and your ESF Mighty Oaks. For tonight, our main sponsor is the ESF Alumni Association, along with additional sponsorship from the Mighty Oaks Student Assembly, also known as MOSA, and Centennial Hall. Can I please have Coach John D'Antonio and the seniors to the court? All right, so tonight is senior night here at the JMA Wireless Dome, and we are here to recognize our ESF basketball players that are graduating. These 5 student athletes have not just been great for our basketball program, but are also really great people destined for great opportunities in their lives. Let's meet them now. Our first graduate is number 20, James Hank. Accompanying James this evening is his brother Tim, his sisters Danielle and Renee, along with his girlfriend Allison. James's plan for the future is to attend Upstate Medical University to become a doctor of physical therapy. James would like to thank his teammates for 2 fun seasons. His favorite memory was when he dunked on Nate in practice. Let's hear it one more time for James Hank. All right, our next graduate is number 10, Ian Holland. On the court this evening with Ian is his mom and dad and his brother. In the future, Ian plans to become a forest ranger. He would like to thank his mom and dad for their continued support, especially recently, and his brother for getting him into basketball in the first place. His favorite memory was the trip to the North Country when he got lost trying to find Newcomb campus and then putting teammates' bedding onto a pine tree. Let's hear it one more time for number 10, Ian Holland. Our next graduate this year is number 11, Andrew Cox. On the court with Andrew tonight is his mom, Christine, sister, Taylor, and Dylan. For the future, he has accepted a job at the Hayner Hoyt Corporation. Andrew would like to thank John D'Antonio and Sean Muller for dedicating so much of their time to this program throughout the years, and his mom and sister for supporting him and the program. Andrew would like to tell his teammates to enjoy the time they have left at ESF and keep playing defense. Let's hear it one more time for number 11, Andrew Cox. Our next graduate tonight is number 1, Antonio Franco. On the court with Antonio tonight is his friend and former teammate, Owen Salerno. Earlier this season, Antonio became the 3rd SUNY ESF player to eclipse the 1,000-point mark. Antonio also broke the record for points in a single game this year with 39 and will finish 2nd in scoring all time at ESF. In the future, Antonio plans to get his PhD in engineering. He would like to thank his mom, sisters, and girlfriend Claudia for their unconditional support and love being so far away from home. He would also like to thank his coaches for the opportunity and trust. He would like to let his teammates know that there is no language barrier on the court. Let's hear it one more time for number 1, Antonio Franco. Our final graduate for this evening is number 25, Patrick Emery. On the court with Patrick this evening are his mom, girlfriend, and many other members of his family. Pat is the only ESF player to receive All-American status, as he earned that last season. He will also finish his career at ESF as the all-time leading scorer. His future plans are working with Hayner Hoyt as a project engineer after graduation. Pat would like to thank the coaches, teammates, and family for supporting him. His favorite memory is getting a shoe thrown at him at a game. Let's give it up one more time for number 25, Patrick Emery. Ladies and gentlemen, James Hank, Ian Holland, Andrew Cox, Antonio Franco, and Patrick Emery, 5 great students that have left their mark here at SUNY ESF. Let's all give a standing ovation for our 5 graduates this evening. And
a real nice tribute to 5 graduating members of this ESF basketball team. Alex, and not the first time that Patrick Emery's had his entourage on the floor here at Jim Boeheim Court. He came into this game a season ago needing 15 points to reach 1,000 for his career, and got there early on in the second half. They stopped the game, had a nice little ceremony then. He will graduate as the all-time leading scorer in ESF basketball history. Just 34 points away from 1,500, so he could get there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 is way past in the rearview mirror now, because once again had another incredible season, over 400 points this year with the Mighty Oaks, and it just shows how dominant of a player he is on the court. They mentioned during the pregame ceremony, the only All-American in ESF history, so he leaves behind a big legacy. It'll be very hard to replace him next season, but you get one more game with him on the court and you want to make the most of it.
Exactly. Big shoes to fill, but we'll enjoy him while he's here. He hasn't done it on his own. Antonio Franco will graduate as the #2 all-time leading scorer in program history. He reached 1,000 points earlier this season, just over 1,200 all-time for the Spaniard. We want to say hello to his family, watching over just after midnight on Thursday morning in Cáceres, Spain. So good Thursday morning to you all over there.
Yeah, when you only have 3 players ever who have hit 1,000 points and 2 of them share the court together, that's very special and obviously very early in Spain. But the only thing to keep you awake is some great basketball, which we have coming up here in just under 20 minutes.
So the teams have about 17 minutes on the clock here to get warmed up again. You know, the pregame ceremony took about 10 minutes or so. Time well spent, and real nice to see a nice contingent of ESF fans. They call this game Greening Out the Dome, and almost everyone here dressed in the dark green of ESF. Now let's send it over to the third member of our broadcast crew this evening. Here is Nico Horning.
All right, guys, good evening, and we're going to be talking about some of the ESF students and the fans all night wearing the green, but also a couple of the seniors that are playing their last game here in Syracuse, and especially their last in the Dome. Patrick Emery, Antonio Franco are 2 of the seniors that are trying to go 4-0 for the first time since Kieran Hefferon did that same mark last year, and it's a big thing that Coach John D'Antonio is looking for from ESF. Of course, it's their last game. They're trying to reach the 10-win mark for the second time ever. But
all right, thanks, Nico. We're having some technical difficulties with his microphone, so we'll get back to you here in just a moment. Kenny and Alex with you here courtside, and you mentioned earlier, Alex, that ESF has a lot to play for this evening, in addition to it being the annual Dome game, in addition to it being senior day, the last game of the season for these young men, a chance to tie the program record.
And that's something you really can carry on momentum-wise for the next couple of years. Obviously, a lot of seniors, 5 of them gracing the court today. But for these younger guys, you look up, whether it's from the court or on the bench, and see, okay, this is the standard that the program has had. We can get to above 500 this year. Why can't we get to 12, 13 wins next season? So this is a momentum-setting game for ESF. Obviously a tough Penn State opponent in its way, but a win here tonight would be huge for the program.
And you look at the Penn State team, they, like ESF, have improved upon last year. This is the second year under the leadership of head coach Kyle Mills. Just 1 win in conference play and 4 overall last year. They didn't win a game until the calendar switched from 2024 to 2025. They finished the year hot, had a 3-game winning streak in February before bowing out in the conference tournament. Up to 7 wins this season, been competitive in a lot of games, 7 losses by 8 points or fewer. So they're right there. They're a young team, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah, it was really a story of good at the beginning, good at the end, some struggles in the middle, part of the season. But this is a team that's won 3 of its last 5. Once again, lost in the first round of the competitive Penn State University Athletic Conference Tournament. But when you have some late wins, that's stuff you can build upon. And as you mentioned, Kyle Mills has already started to improve this team, has a lot of top talent, a couple of high scorers in the starting lineup, which we'll get to soon. So if you can bridge all of that together, that's how you can contend with this ESF team, even though ESF has the big home court advantage tonight.
Absolutely. And if you've watched any of these games here at the Dome before, you know, this building holds well over 30,000. We'll get maybe 1,000 or so here tonight, but it's going to sound like a lot more. These ESF fans love coming out for this game. You know, I'm seeing faces painted green, and so they're going to be loud and boisterous all night long. All right, we're going to send it back over to Nico Horning, third member of our broadcast crew this evening. Nico, it's all you.
Well, you guys were talking about some of the ESF students making their way over here. Not a long trek, right across the street. And again, a couple of the seniors that I mentioned a moment ago, Patrick Emery, Antonio Franco, trying to go 4-0 in the Dome alongside Kieran Heffron, who graduated last year for ESF. And then, Alex, you were mentioning Penn State, Lehigh Valley a moment ago with Coach Kyle Mills, and this is a team that is playing in the Dome for the first time, but their counterpart at State College played here a couple times in the 80s, 87 and 89, as part of two other instances where Penn State College had played here in the Dome, but now Lehigh Valley gets a chance to play ESF here tonight. So we'll see what happens in a few minutes, but for right now, guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Nico. Yeah, Penn State, Lehigh Valley, one of 19 schools in addition to the flagship as part of the Penn State University affiliation. So nice to have them here. Of course, you mentioned, Alex, the disappointment of losing in the conference tournament, but 99.9% of the time when you lose in your conference tournament, the season's over. They get another chance at it right here tonight, just 3 days later.
Yeah, I would say, and playing in the Dome is a pretty good consolation prize.
Yeah.
You'd love to be competing for a championship, but this is just about as good of a court as they've played in all season long. So a really cool opportunity for players on both sides. A lot of these ESF guys have played here last season, but for these Nittany Lion players, it might be their first time ever playing on a Power 5 court. So you know how to play basketball, you know how to play a basketball court, but now it's adjusting to having a lot of fans here, adjusting to the massive areas behind the baskets, which throw off some of the shooters. So adjusting to all that quickly will be important.
The basket may still be 10 feet high, but it might not look like it. I'm sure it's difficult to get that depth perception right early on. We saw that last year when ESF played against Jefferson Community College.
You ever taken a shot on this court?
I have not.
It's a little bit different. It definitely feels like you're shooting about 5 or 10 feet further back, because when you look past that backboard, it just goes on rows and rows. So a lot of different things you have to work for.
Well, we talked about depth perception, and one of our head coaches tonight brought that up as part of the keys to the game. Alex, take us away.
Yeah, I mean, these are two teams that have similar keys as each other, and they really want to work on it. We'll start off here with the Penn State Nittany Lions and what they think they need to do, and it all starts on the defensive side of things. A fast-moving SUNY ESF squad. Can you work in your transition defense, get that going? Head coach Kyle Mills thinks his squad can, but really trying to do that. And the other key is just rebounding, and you'll hear that repeated from D'Antonio, the head coach of SUNY ESF. But if you can get your hands on the ball and get possession, that's how you keep this from being a high-scoring game. You have it right there, the transition defense and the rebounding. If you keep ESF to not having second-chance shots, that is how you can win this game. As for SUNY ESF, as we mentioned, very similar keys. You have that rebounding once again. They've won most of their games this season when they out-rebound opponents, so trying to do that, but also just making sure you attack the inside paint here. The depth perception is really hard at the Dome, so get those layups, get those inside shots that are slightly easier, and as we've said multiple times already tonight, this game just means a little bit more. It's not the postseason, it's not a rivalry, but you're at the Dome, you're playing in front of your biggest crowd of the year. Can you make an impact? 7-0 in these games. ESF really wants to make it 8-0.
So we'll go right from our keys to the game into our starting fives for tonight, and a different look in the ESF starting five. All 5 seniors get the nod for John D'Antonio tonight.
Yeah, and these guys have worked for the last couple of years here in Syracuse to get these reps, get better, and now they're awarded. A couple of guys to really look out for, Antonio Franco as well as Patrick Emery, 2 guys we've talked about a ton already tonight who have impressed this season, double-digit per game scores and trying to end their career on a good note.
And a lot of youth in the Lehigh Valley starting 5, 4 underclassmen, CJ Santos, the lone senior for the Nittany Lions tonight. Alex, we talked during the keys to the game about ESF getting to the basket and getting to the foul line. They've been so good at that this season, not just getting there, but making their free throws. An outstanding free throw shooting team, making just under 75% on the season. So you have that factor for the Mighty Oaks, and you have a team in Lehigh Valley that gives up a ton of free throw shots. Their opponents have shot nearly 550 free throws against them this season. So that seems like a winning formula for John D'Antonio and the Mighty Oaks tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Penn State, you want to lock in, have some more discipline, but that's hard to do. It's especially hard to change on the last game of the season because you've already tried everything out and nothing seemed to improve in that category for the Nittany Lions. So if you are the Mighty Oaks tonight, we said it's going to be easier to go in, make those layups, not only because that's an easier shot to make, but also you're more likely to pick up the fouls, get some contact in on your guys, and you might get some extra free shots. And oftentimes that's a difference in these close games. So Penn State's played a lot of close games this year. Can SUNY ESF get to another one of those close games? It'll be free throws that matter.
Every point matters in a game like this. And in a game like this, we're going to have some special events, some special guests throughout the evening, so stay tuned. Nico's going to have some various interviews throughout the game. We're going to stay here for most of halftime. We have Tully Youth Basketball on the court again tonight, so it's fun to watch those little kids run around. It's a great environment for them and a great experience for them to be on TV. So we'll talk about that more when the time comes. And then also near the end of halftime, Patrick Emery is going to be honored yet again.
2 times in one night.
Not too shabby. What can he do?
That's what happens when you are what head coach John D'Antonio says is the greatest player in program history. He'll take all the honors he can get. We mentioned already an All-American last season with ESF and has blossomed even further this season, improving his skill set. So has a chance to really make his mark tonight.
And in addition to the 5 seniors on the floor, we have seniors off the floor. You're looking at Owen Poland on campus there. Owen running the camera under the basket to your right as you're watching at home. Thank you, Owen, for all you've done for us and for your 4 years at ESF TV, making us look good on the other side of the camera. Thanks, Owen, and best of luck after graduation.
They're the ones doing the real hard work.
Absolutely. We're just talking, Alex, yeah. We got the easy job over here. About 5 minutes away from announcement of the starting lineups and the national anthem. Lots of ESF friends and family in attendance. And one of those now former ESF friends, Taylor Newman, she's running the score bug tonight. She graduated back in the fall, actually. So hello, Taylor. Good to have you back. Congratulations on your graduation, but you can't get away from us that easily.
Why would you want to leave? Such a fun opportunity to be involved with ESF TV and so many wonderful people helping put together this product here tonight for a great game.
Absolutely, and even the mascot Oki is in attendance tonight. And here, the third and final senior member of our ESF TV team is Brandon. Brandon running the switcher. So thank you, Brandon, for all you do behind the scenes. There he is. Thanks for all your work for ESF TV down the years, and best of luck as you round out your final semester and move on into the real world.
A lot of buttons. I do not know what they do, but they do a lot of important stuff to make sure that we're still on air.
As long as they press the right ones there, we'll see if ESF can push the right ones on the court tonight. It'll be interesting to see, Alex. We talked about during the look at the ESF starting 5, how long John D'Antonio lets the starting 5 play. I don't know if he has a plan in mind for a certain number of minutes. He'll give you guys 3 or 4, then we'll make some wholesale changes. Or maybe he's just going to let them ride, see how they play, and if they're playing great, he might give them a few more and see how it goes. And there is the man, John D'Antonio, 8-year head coach of ESF.
Yeah, and he's done a really good job of getting this program to new heights, can tie the program record for wins tonight. You have to imagine if stuff is working early on, you'll stick with the seniors, want them to get a lot of playing time tonight. But one of the cool things is you can just have so many players, and here's Lehigh Valley head coach Kyle Mills. Younger head coach, only in his 2nd season with the team, but has done a great job.
Yes, he has. Played basketball for one of the Penn State schools. Graduated 10 years ago now, 3-year captain there. Did some coaching at the high school level at his alma mater, East Stroudsburg North. Then he moved on to Liberty High School in Bethlehem, PA, and then became an assistant here at Lehigh Valley in 2023 before taking over the head role last season. He has the program moving in the right direction. He inherited a team that went 16-10 under his time as an assistant coach that dropped to 4 wins last year and now up to 7, looking to make it 8 this year.
You take over a job, Penn State Lehigh Valley, you're probably not expecting to coach at the Dome, but in just his 2nd season has now made this jump and gets to coach at one of the most iconic venues in college basketball. That must be a pretty cool experience.
Absolutely. Great experience for him, great experience for his team, and you know, he has a passion about working with young adults. He spent 5 years after graduating as a case manager. He worked with adults with mental health struggles. So anytime his players are struggling with something on or off the floor, he is very good at handling that. Now we're going to throw it over to Nico Horning, and he has a special guest to talk to. Nico, who do you got?
It's the ESF Mighty Oak right here with the ESF student section. They are hyped up. The mascot is here. I mean, by the way, the outfit is just fantastic, as you guys well know. But to have them here in the Dome, I don't know, this or Otto the Orange? I'll let you guys answer that question right now.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Oki. Yeah, Oki versus Otto. I don't know who wins in a fight there, but
That's a
it'll
close
be fun
battle.
to watch. It is,
Close
yeah.
battle. I mean,
Mike-
you gotta think the acorn is a little harder to beat up. Orange could squish easily, so I might have to give him the edge. Yeah, but he is so happy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't imagine him hurting anyone.
Flexing that acorn muscle, though. Final minute of pregame warm-ups here at the JMA Dome. Kenny Copps, Alex Burstein, and Nico Horning with you. SUNY ESF getting set to take on Penn State Lehigh Valley. We had the pregame ceremony honoring the 5 members of the ESF senior class. Players are back out for about 15 minutes of a second round of warm-ups. That has concluded. The teams have made their way back to their respective benches. We're getting set for some final last words of instruction from their respective coaches. Then we'll get the action underway as fans continue to file their way into the Dome here.
Good evening, Mighty
And we'll
Oaks
throw it down to the
fans.
floor
Welcome to
for our
tonight's
public address
game.
announcer.
At this time, could you all please stand and join me in a moment of silence for Kevin Reynolds. Kevin Reynolds' passing this year was a tremendous loss for ESF. He contributed and made ESF better in so many ways. He was a pillar of the ESF community and ESF athletics. He is dearly missed, but not forgotten. Please spread his lifelong mantra. Please practice kindness to all. Thank you. And now, if you all will remain standing, we will now have our national anthem for tonight's game. All right, and now for our starting lineup, starting with Penn State, Lehigh Valley first. Starting at number 1, Emmanuel Kenyi. Starting at number 3, Joshua Santiago. Starting at number 24, CJ Santos. Starting at number 50, Jacob Schugel. And starting at number 2, Kyle John. The head coach for Penn State Lehigh Valley, Kyle Mills. The assistant coach, Christopher Lynch. And now the starting lineup for your ESF Mighty Oaks. Starting at number 1, a senior from Syracuse, Penn. Let's make some noise for Antonio Franco. Starting at number 10, a senior from New York. Let's make some noise for number 10, starting at number 11, a senior from New York. Let's make some noise for Andrew. Starting at number 20, a senior from Sequoia Valley, New York. Let's give it up for James Hay. And starting at number 25, a senior from Penn, New York. Let's make some noise for Patrick Everett. These are your ESF Mighty Oaks. Head coach for your Mighty Oaks, John D'Antonio. Assistant coaches, Sean Miller. Antonio Franco for 2. Basket is good by number 25, Patrick Emery. To the line, shooting 1.
There we go, Mizzou. It's a rover. Mizzou, you ready? Mizzou.
Antonio Franco for 2. Basket by number 25, Patrick Emery. Patrick Emery to the line, shooting 2.
ESF. Santiago under pressure as they swing it around the perimeter. Lefty 3 from Black, it's good. Third three-pointer made by Lehigh Valley in just over 6 minutes of game action. Cuts the lead down to 5. Ivan Richardson will swing it around to Ben Zito. Skip pass. 3 comes up short from Mikey Sellen. Long rebound, skips out of bounds, and it's going to stay here with ESF.
Not every shot has fallen, but some really impressive early passes from this Mighty Oaks squad. Zito made that look so easy. Going across court is not that simple, and just gets another really good look for this EFF squad.
Sletfold, the inbounder, fresh 20 seconds to work with for the Mighty Oaks. Sletfold, 4-3. Comes up short, it ends up being a great pass. Oh, and Zito couldn't finish. Missed opportunity for ESF there. Lehigh Valley drained a triple last time down. Jack Rivera feeds it inside to John, and he is hacked by Sawyer DeVoe on his way up. He will head to the line for a pair.
John's been one of the more impressive guys on this team. Just a sophomore, but averaging nearly 14 points a game. A large part of it's inside the paint, able to pick up the fouls and get these easy shots as he tries to get back on the scoreboard.
ESF fans making some noise, and they'll take credit for the miss. 82% from the line coming into play tonight was John, but he's 0 for 1 this evening. From Brooklyn, but attended East Stroudsburg North High School, same one that his head coach went to. John goes 1 for 2, makes it a 16-12 ball game.
The noise travels a lot louder here in the Dome than anywhere else you're going to play, and I think the players are starting to realize that, because what's usually an easy free throw gets so much harder when you're hearing that screaming all over.
You've got ESF students under both baskets, so it really is coming from all over. Selin to Sletvold. Almost tied up. Now Selin driving all the way to the bucket. Acrobatic with the finish. Off glass and in for Mikey Selin.
Syracuse native, and he just didn't care that there was 3 defenders in front of him. Got past all 3 and an easy lay-in for Selin.
Single digits on the shot clock. Black has one of the 3 threes Lehigh Valley has made tonight. This is Jack Rivera, too strong, and it's Sawyer DeVoe pulling in the rebound.
Really good switch defense there from ESF. A couple of screens, but able to get the ball back. Man-to-man defense working super well early on for the Oaks, Mighty Oaks.
Zito had the ball knocked out of bounds, or out of his hands, out of bounds. A couple of changes here for Lehigh Valley. Still 24 on the timer for the Mighty Oaks. DeAndre Badu and Jonathan Kupta in for Lehigh Valley. Selin in the corner. Had that acrobatic finish last time down. Selin corner 3 ball. One club too many on that shot from Selin. A little more than 8 minutes in. ESF up by 6. They've led by as many as 8. Another long possession for the Nittany Lions. Under the basket, they'll kick it out. Shot clock down to 4. John, 4-3. Beats the buzzer, makes his second triple of the night. He leads the Lehigh Valley Nittany Lions with 7 of their 15.
Yeah, and the ball movement there just super impressive. Once again, John just slips off his defender because they're getting the ball around so quick, gets the open shots.
Mikey Selin again.
Basket by number 23, Mikey
4 quick
Selin.
points off the bench for the sophomore. He loves playing at the Dome. 8 rebounds and 9 points in just 18 minutes in this game last year. Now they tried to get Kenny involved inside. He was tied up by Sletvold on the held ball. The arrow going the Mighty Oaks way. This is Sletvold open for 3. Too strong, offensive rebound, DeVoe, and the putback.
Sawyer DeVoe for 2.
Just the 4th different Mighty Oak to score tonight. He and Selin scored the last 6 all off the bench after it was the Emery and Franco show to start. Little over 9 minutes in, timeout called. ESF ahead 22-15. And fans, now more than ever, ESF Athletics needs your support. You can help the Mighty Oaks continue the tradition of producing exceptional student athletes and ensure the future of the athletics program at ESF. You're going to see a QR code pop up on your screen, and once you do, you can click on it or scan it, and it will take you to the College Foundation page. Once you're there, select Other from the drop-down menu and write in Athletics. You can select a level of support or write in your own amount. Remember, no donation is too small. Thank you for your support, and go Mighty Oaks.
Good start for the Mighty Oaks. And I think what was most impressive, you put Emery on the bench for a couple of minutes, but it was Michael Selin who kept this lead, kept the momentum going, a pair of nice 2-pointers to preserve the lead, and now you get to have Emery back in the game and get your stars back in action.
Sellen's been one of those guys who's probably the 6th or 7th man for John D'Antonio. He's appeared in every game, hasn't made a start this season. Good for about 5.5 points. He's almost there already tonight.
You never know who will step up when you're in the dome.
That's Kyle John with the impressive finish over traffic in the lane.
8 points already, and he can do a little bit of everything. 2 threes and also an acrobatic finish like that.
One of the top scorers for Lehigh Valley at 14 points a game. Sawyer DeVoe had it and lost it. Emery regathers. Plenty of time, 14 to shoot for ESF. Nearly midway through the opening half. Sellen again, why not? He draws the foul.
Mikey Sellen to the line, shooting 2.
73% from the stripe this year is Sellen. Becomes the first Mighty Oak not named Patrick Emery to attempt a free throw this evening.
It's kind of just what we expected on a lot of these drives. Penn State's been a little aggressive and sent the Mighty Oaks to the free throw line. Now it just becomes, can you convert on those to help increase this lead?
Sellen missed them both. And a chance for Lehigh Valley to make it a one-score game. Purdue double teamed. Black faked the shot, drove the lane, and his pass was kicked away by Emery. Franco back in, and Sellen getting a well-earned rest.
He definitely worked his time on the court.
Former three-sport athlete at CNS High School. Shot clock back to 20 following the kick by Emery. Pass deflected, but came to John. This is Kenny from way downtown. Just drew the front of the rim. A rebound for Black. His putback wouldn't go. John, a third opportunity on this trip. Kenny again letting fly around and in.
And that's exactly what the Mighty Oaks hope to avoid. Not only a second chance, but a third chance on one possession. You gotta lock down those defensive rebounds.
A quick answer for the Mighty Oaks. Ben Zito for 3.
That helped him zincs up for it.
A high pass, and it's caught on the ESF bench. More personnel changes at the stoppage and play for the Mighty Oaks. Sawyer DeVoe checks out, and Andrew Cox comes back in. Sletfold splitting a pair of defenders, finding Cox. And now Zito again from the corner. Not good this time around. Emery had the shot blocked and then stripped out of his hands. Kenny had the block from behind. He leads the charge the other way for Lehigh Valley. John driving to the bucket, out of control, gets bailed out with a foul call.
Those are the two guys you have to watch. Kenny with a nice drive and dish, and then John gets to the basket so easily. If you can slow down, you try to slow down both of them, but really if you can stop one of them, it's key, because those are the guys who get majority of the points for this Nittany Lions team.
The same dilemma that the Nittany Lions face when it comes to Franco and Emery.
So far, everyone's making their baskets at the star.
5 threes in the opening 11-plus minutes for Lehigh Valley. John already in double figures. Good on both free throws. 25-22 game.
Not sure if he'll get a seat on the bench with how he's been playing so far. Might have to keep him in all 40.
Sletfold and Franco. Emery immediately double and now triple team. Ball popped out of his hands. Zito to Franco. Catch and shoot. Comes up short. Ball batted around, ends up in the hands of Kenny. After a slow start for him, he's becoming more and more involved on both ends of the floor. Two defenders came to him. Black picked up the loose ball. Puts up a contested shot and knocks it down. Cameron Black with 5 points off the bench to bring Lehigh Valley within 1.
Been a quiet couple of minutes for ESF, but we saw early on, can have quick flashes of points, needs one here.
How about 2? Patrick Emery with the basket and the foul. That one charged to Black.
And that's what you have to do. When the points don't seem to be coming, the threes maybe aren't dropping, just go to your star. Go to Patrick Emery. He knows how to get to the basket so well and does it right there to get this lead back up to almost a full possession. Good stuff for the Mighty Oaks.
7:44 to play in a fast-paced first half here at the JMA Dome in Syracuse. ESF on senior night has led most of the way. Both teams traded baskets in the first couple of possessions. Lehigh Valley led at 8-7 a couple of minutes in, but ESF went on a 9-0 run and has been in front ever since. Patrick Emery will have one free throw coming out of the timeout to try to put ESF back up by 4.
This is always what you want, a competitive game. Mighty Oaks still in front, but just some good basketball at the Dome. It really brings out the best in all the players.
Fans really enjoying it as well. Hope you are at home watching along on ESFTV. Emery at the line looking for a 3-point play. 2 for 3 from the stripe tonight. Rattles home the free throw. He's up to 9 points for the game. He and Franco, as usual, leading the way in the scoring column for ESF. Right-handed floater is too strong from Badu, but the putback goes in.
Yeah, out of nowhere there, Gabriel Kaba just flew in, put his fingertips on it, and pushes it through. That's a lucky basket, but the Nittany Lions will gladly take it.
The 6'4" first-year player from Queens, getting his first 2 points of the evening. DeVoe to Franco, working against Kaba. Emery thought about the 3. He can hit those. Puts it on the floor instead. Loose ball. DeVoe tries to pick it up. Now it's Franco, still loose. Picked up by Lehigh Valley. It's Kyle John all alone. Almost lost his footing. Managed to stay on his feet and lay it in. And we're all tied up at 28.
Well, that might have been more impressive than an actual layup because he had to have his balance and the shot at the same time. Got it just at the last second.
Here's Emery driving the lane. No good on the first try. The second one off the glass and in.
That's called helping your own cause. Gets a key offensive board there and just makes it look so easy down there in the paint for ESF.
In addition to being the Mighty Oaks leading scorer, chips in with a little more than 6 boards a game as well. Kenny with the air ball. It's saved by Kaba, but only into the arms of guess who? Patrick Emery. ESF quickly on offense for Sawyer DeVoe, the reverse layup. DeVoe joining the likes of Sellen and Zito with bench points in the first half for ESF. Black getting a screen, kicking it out to John. Fake the shot from the corner. Now baseline jumper from 14 feet. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Kyle John.
He's been the offense tonight for Penn State. There's no offense, no options to defend him early on from the Mighty Oaks. He's the guy you need to stop.
Already over a season average of 14 points a game. Emery tickles the twine at the other end.
Seems like he always has a response.
Scored over 25 points in each of his last 2 games at the Dome. Had a double-double last year and the year before against OCC. Kyle John will kick one to Black. High arcing 3 with some hang time. Number 33 scores Penn State Lehigh Valley's 33rd point of the half. And that pass from Emery finds a friend in the crowd intended for Holland. A rare misplaced pass from the Mighty Oaks.
Well, they brought Emery out to be on the perimeter there. He's done so much damage in the paint tonight. You really want to see him get inside and be the one receiving the passes because he's been the scoring output for the last 5 minutes here for ESF.
Chance for Lehigh Valley to take its first lead since the opening minutes. Kenny, low to the floor. Here's Kaba for three. Off the mark, an offensive rebound though for Badu. They'll reset. Kenny loves the long shot. Couldn't make it that time, and Emery with another rebound for the Mighty Oaks. Well on his way to another double-double at the JMA Dome.
Yeah, that's a possession both teams are going to want back. First, you have a three kind of hoisted up 6 feet behind the three-point line, and then just a quick transition turnover for ESF. Take a deep breath. You're playing in a big game, but watch for your passes and just make sure you're doing the play that you have drawn up. And another turnover.
Backcourt violation as Kenny, or I beg your pardon, that was Santiago, couldn't handle the pass. Tried to save it, but could not on the correct side of half court for Lehigh Valley. Coming up on the final 4 minutes of the opening half. Emery, the baseline jumper, too strong. A good offensive rebound for Cox. Shot clock at 6. Emery driving. Pulling up from beyond the free throw line off the front of the rim. It's an offensive board for Sawyer DeVoe. And now DeVoe with a corner three. Just how you draw it up.
Well, for a guy who was on the practice squad last year, impressed so much to get the call up to the big leagues for SUNY ESF this year, what an impact he has made for the Mighty Oaks this season and early on tonight.
The construction management major helping build a strong program here at ESF. The Oaks are back up by 4. Shot clock is at 6. Santiago with a pass. Kaba over pressure. Shot wouldn't fall. Emery another rebound. Long outlet to Sletvold. Emery puts it on the floor, all the way to the basket. He wasn't even facing the basket when he laid it in.
Yeah, I think his eyes were pointed towards the Penn State bench that he is terrorizing early on. What a finish, a couple of top 10 plays out of Emery early on tonight, and ESF out to a good lead here late in the first half.
15 points for Emery. He has really picked it up after Franco scored 10 in the early going. And fans, you can see the best in collegiate timber sports competition at the Steel Timber Sports Collegiate Series Spring Competition hosted by ESF. The event's coming to Oneida Shores County Park April 25th and 26th. The Mighty Oaks Woodsman's team will be joined by over 400 participants from 20 schools across the northeastern United States at this premier timber sports event. The Steel Timber Sports Collegiate Series Spring Competition, April 25th and 26th at Oneida Shores County Park in nearby Cicero, New York.
Another sport I definitely could not compete in very well. I might have a better shot at basketball than timber sports.
We were talking pregame, Alex. There's a reason why we're on this side of the table. They're both fun to watch, though, and I'll be tuning in to that event just 2 short months from now. Hopefully no more snow on the ground at that time. Kenny lost the basketball. Sellen played it ahead to Sawyer DeVoe. No, Sletvold elevates for the rebound. Now Emery for 3. Oh, wouldn't go for him. And DeVoe had 2 hands on the ball, lost the handle. Never heard a whistle, but the ball went out, and it will head back to Lehigh Valley. You can probably hear Kyle Mills over our microphones telling his guys to box out, especially whoever's guarding 34. That's Sawyer DeVoe for ESF.
Well, both teams are giving up some offensive boards in this early going, which head coach John D'Antonio of ESF and Kyle Mills for Penn State both said you do not want to have any today.
Here is Franco for 3. He likes it, but it's too strong. And there is DeVoe, another offensive rebound. That will not sit well with Kyle Mills. Shot clock at 10. Emery back to the basket. Banging against his man. Driving and fading away for 2 more.
Patrick Emery for 2.
7 straight for the Mighty Oaks to go back up by 8. Matching their largest lead of the night. Gabe Mileto fires from 3, in and out. Offensive rebound, Santiago. Kicks it out to Kenyi. Tried to skip it across, he gets it back. This time he does. Another try, Gabe Mileto for 3. That won't go, and Franco elevates over Schubel for the rebound. Franco, coast to coast! Deserved the finish. Ball popped around off a Nittany Lion, and it will stay with the Mighty Oaks.
And look at that speed out of Franco. Doesn't finish, but he got from the ACC logo on the other side of the court to the basket in what seemed like 2 seconds.
Emery fading away. You can't make them all. Schubel the board for Lehigh Valley. Emery defending John, who goes left. Draws a pair. Threw it into the middle. Franco with the steal. Sellen's open. And he's fouled on the pass. It's been a very clean half. The officials letting both teams play. That's just the 5th foul of the half against Lehigh Valley. Only 2 have been charged to ESF.
Let the kids play, right?
Absolutely. Franco wants 3. There it is. His first point since the opening minutes. He has a baker's dozen. And a steal for Sellen. And a foul on Sellen by John.
ESF is doing a great job of forcing turnovers this last couple of minutes. And when you can get easy shots out of it like that 3 from Franco, that's how you turn stuff into a 1 or 2 possession game into now a double-digit lead for the Mighty Oaks.
And they can essentially have the final shot of the first half. Half a second differential between the game and shot clocks. The Mighty Oaks have scored 10 unanswered, open up their largest lead of the night, 44-33. Franco steps back for 3, partially blocked. Picked up by the Lehigh Valley Nittany Lions. There's John for 3, good if it goes, around and out. Joshua Santiago, robbed by the rim. And so a strong start for ESF. A comeback in the middle from Lehigh Valley. A strong finish to the first half by ESF. And the Mighty Oaks have a double-digit lead at halftime. It's 44-33.
Well, it was a strong start, got out to a quick lead, and then things were competitive for the middle 15 minutes or so. But once you had Emery kind of take control, he had his shots down low, and then Franco, once again, hitting that late 3. You turn to your stars, and ESF gets that late run that is so badly needed.
Emery with 17 and Franco with 13, combining for 30 of ESF's 44 points in the first half. Some nice bench contributions from Sawyer DeVoe, Mikey Sellen, and Ben Zito as well. So John D'Antonio, obviously the happier of the head coaches as they head into the locker room. We'll have some halftime festivities for you tonight. And Alex, a great night here at the Dome so far. Looking forward to seeing Tully youth basketball coming out at halftime, and maybe they can draw some inspiration from this Mighty Oaks team.
Yeah, it's been a great atmosphere. Lots of fans in the crowd tonight at the Dome, and the players have put on a show. You've seen some fireworks from deep, impressive play inside from the Mighty Oaks. Penn State's giving it a good test, and you want to see a close game, keeping it at a manageable deficit into the locker room. But so far, it's just been a great game here tonight.
Long way to go. Good energy from both teams. A well-earned rest, and now we see Tully youth basketball coming out. Always fun to see these young basketball players out there on this floor. Got some temporary ESF tattoos on them as well. Sean Malone, Jason Hall, and Aaron White, coaches for Tully youth basketball. Off to a 5-1 start this year, Alex. And how about that? A nice bucket right off the bat from Melanie Malone.
You can see why they're 5-1. That was
Yeah.
an impressive layup inside. These
Hey,
are big hoops to be scoring
Yeah,
on.
attacking the rim.
Number 5, Melanie Malone with the basket.
Of course, always an awesome opportunity to play on a court like this. You're used to playing on youth basketball courts across the area. Impressive steal here, and now you get a chance to play at the Dome. Nothing like it. That steal was once again by Malone. She's having quite the early going here.
Hey, guess who? It's Malone again. Look at that. With the left hand on the right side.
That's the loudest the crowd has gotten all night.
We're going to keep our eye on Tully Youth Basketball during halftime. We'll be hearing from Nico Horning as well throughout the break. We'll have some special guests on. Hey, Malone can't make them all.
I'm impressed with the speed these players are going at. When I was in Penn U basketball, I was dribbling slowly, looking down. I mean, this is really impressive for the age these players are at.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't recall being this fast when I was 10.
I don't know if I'm still this fast.
I think she was fouled there, but I'm not a referee.
We got a public address announcer as well. Having fun with it.
Our red team is definitely a very strong defensive squad that forced a couple of turnovers, but everyone just happened to be playing on this court. Nice shot there from Ellie Kinney, and everyone getting in on the fun from the Tully Youth squad. Another basket made.
All right, let's give it up for MJ Girl Brown scoring that basket.
That's why they call her MJ. All right, now let's hear from the third member of our crew, Nico Horning. He has some guests here at halftime. Nico.
We do. It is the 5-time national champion cross-country team here in a row. We have assistant coach Adam Cantor, Mara O'Brien as well. Guys, congratulations on another year. Some nice hardware that you're taking home once again for the cross-country team.
Oh, absolutely. We love to do it. The runners, they work very hard to do it, and we're just very happy we were able to do it for 5 years in a row.
What does it take in the program to stay that consistent and achieve that amount of success year in, year out?
Well, most of it is behind the scenes. I mean, meet day is where we just implement what we've worked for. But every week, 5-6 days a week, there's practice. There's early morning practice, sometimes at 6 a.m. So there's a lot of work, and then there's the long run we usually have, 10-mile, 15-mile long run. So it's like sharpening a saw to cut a tree. If you're going to take 8 hours to cut a tree, use the first 6 to sharpen the saw. So it's just a lot of work, and then at Nationals this year, everyone came together and they worked hard like spokes inside a wheel, and they got the job done.
I love that. Mara, I'll ask you, what type of events do you run first of all?
I do the longer distance, so like the 10K, 5K, and sometimes I do the 15 and 8.
And as far as being on the team, what has that experience been like, and to have it end in this way, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it's great. It's like a community. Like, I'm best friends with all my teammates, and I can count on them for anything.
And lastly, Coach, what do you want the ESF community, even those beyond ESF, to know about this cross-country group that has this amount of sustained success every year?
Well, I just want it to be known that we all work hard and we care about each other, and that we hope to get a 6th one next year.
All right, let's see it happen. Adam Cantor, Mara O'Brien with the cross-country team at ESF. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Nico. 5 consecutive national championships. That's what, back to back to back to back to back. If you'll excuse the pun, quite a run.
That's a pretty good stretch here for the ESF cross-country team. Not every day you get to be in the same building as a national championship trophy. Of course, they have 5 of them, so it really doesn't even mean that
they
much.
could spread them out around campus if they wanted to. You probably could be in one every day if you wanted to. More buckets raining here from Tully Youth Basketball as Nico was talking to some of the national champs from ESF cross country, and nice to see the ESF students cheering along these under 10 girls as well. Nearly midway through the half. Really having fun enjoying Tully Youth Basketball under the leadership of Sean Malone, Jason Hall, and Aaron White for this 5-1 squad. We're going to keep our eye on this, and we're going to toss it back to Nico again.
All right, guys. Well, Bet's Bounty, a community partner of the Food Bank of Central New York, supports ESF students by easing food insecurity. And this past fall alone, Bet's Bounty assisted over 800 ESF students. Food or personal care items can be dropped off at the pantry and Moon Library, or you can support Bet's Bounty with a financial gift. Scan the QR code for details and a link to their Amazon gift list. And thanks as always for supporting ESF students in need. Bet's Bounty, the food pantry at ESF.
Thank you, Nico. Well, Alex, we start to look ahead to the second half here. Not a lot of players in the scoring column for either team, but the ones who have been putting the buckets in have been making it rain.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of the game plan based on what's happened all season for these squads. On the Penn State Lehigh Valley team, you got 3 guys who average over 10 points a game, and it's really been Kyle John taking the lead early on. It was 3-pointers to start the half and then started going inside, making some buckets. But it seemed like every time he had a punch, one came right back from Patrick Emery, who has 7 buckets inside, a couple of free throws to go along with it. He just shines every time he plays, especially every time he's at the Dome. So a great performance here in the final game of Patrick Emery's ESF career.
Well on his way to another 20-plus point evening on Jim Boeheim court. It would be his 3rd in a row.
Look at this crowd. Everyone just so excited to be here. Body paint, oh, I love it. Really getting into the action, the crowd here.
I always wonder how long that would take. I don't have the patience to sit around for that.
Not only how long it would take to get on, but how long it would take to wash off. I don't even want to know. Some really great halftime entertainment. Shout out to all the players: Evelyn, Connie, Georgia, Melanie, MJ, Liliana, Lexi, Lizzie, Ellie, Finlay, Gigi, Izzy, and Natalie have been putting on a great show. It makes halftime go a lot quicker when you're able to watch some more hoops.
Absolutely.
Of course, for both these teams, I think the halftime adjustment that you want to be making is the rebounding.
Of course.
Both the coaches, we talked with John D'Antonio for ESF and Kyle Mills for Penn State Lehigh Valley. The one thing they stressed was the rebounding, not giving up second shots or in some cases third shots. And through the first 20 minutes early on, you're giving up some of those opportunities, improved in the latter stages, but still, both these teams want to lock down, keeping away those offensive boards, because the transition offense has been good for both of these squads, but it can't happen when you're giving up those extra shots.
Especially for Lehigh Valley, if they want to get back in this game, limit to ESF to 1 and done, or get some steals and turnovers. And now, we mentioned it earlier, we're going to throw it down to the floor for another presentation. This will be for Antonio Franco, reaching the 1,000-point club earlier this season.
Congratulations, Antonio. Gentlemen, we have one more recognition tonight. Our 4-year player, Patrick Emery, became the all-time leading scorer at ESF He was an All-American last year. Certainly will be again this year. He also set the record for points in a season with 434 points. Going into today's game, he has 1,466 points. So presenting him with a commemorative basketball is Madison Chamberlain. Congratulations, Patrick Emery!
Really nice to see the top 2 scorers in the history of the program getting some recognition here at halftime. It's both Franco and Emery over 1,200 points for their career. Once again, we're going to hear from Nico Horning. Nico, what's up down there?
Well, we are here with the Dean of Students, Renee McNamara. Good to see you again for the second year in a row. We were just talking about Beth's Bounty a moment ago, the food pantry at ESF, and I want to start off, what does that do for the ESF community?
Absolutely. So the food pantry is a great resource on our campus to help any student who might be facing food insecurity. So it's free for any students to come utilize, but we operate solely off of the generosity of donations. And so it's a great opportunity for folks to also give back to the community.
Another great opportunity, the students, the players to be here in the Dome tonight. How does this all come together from your perspective?
Yeah, so this is an incredible event here on our campus, one of the pivotal events here at ESF. It wouldn't be possible without the support of our Mighty Oaks Student Association, Centennial Hall, Alumni Association, and our athletics team. But it's such a great opportunity for students to come and play in the historical Dome right here.
And with all of those groups, a lot coming up here in the spring semester. You have commencement, you have other events going on. The incoming students will be coming on sooner rather than later. How does this spring semester stack up for not only you, but also the ESF community overall? Yes,
I love the spring semester. The energy here is just incredible. Like you said, planning for commencement, we have our Earth Week quad stock, and then preparing for all of our new students who might be coming and joining us in the fall semester. So we're so happy to do this.
And maybe some snow melting after a long winter.
We can hope so, please.
All right, Renee McNamara, the Dean of Students here at ESF. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you. Go Mighty Oaks.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Renee. Little over a minute away from the start of the second half here at the JMA Dome. ESF up by 11 over Penn State Lehigh Valley on senior night. We mentioned Emery and Franco leading the way for the Mighty Oaks. And for the Nittany Lions, 2 of their top scorers leading the way as well. Kyle John, a team high 15. And Emmanuel Kenyi, relatively quiet with just 7 points in the first half, Alex. And we really saw him forcing some shots from way downtown, especially late in the first half.
Yeah, it seemed like he was just making it a little harder than he had to. Got a bunch of catch and release threes when he could have taken a dribble in and made it a regular three-pointer instead of one from way deep. So your star player started at Presbyterian College, Division I practice squad member last year, and now has made the switch, averaging over 16 points a game to lead the squad. You need a big second half out of him to turn this around, but right now it's ESF in control.
Someone else to watch for Lehigh Valley, CJ Santos picked up 2 quick fouls in the opening couple of minutes and sat the rest of the way. They really missed him on offense, coming in averaging just under 11 points a game. So we'll see if, 1, he can stay on the floor, and 2, if the Nittany Lions can get him going. Cameron Black had 8 points off the bench, nearly hitting his season average, the first-year player from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, he looked really good early on, and we saw a couple of guys off the bench. Michael Sellin for ESF, people who have had good roles this season, but maybe not in the starting lineup, step up and make this a good game at the Dome.
Lehigh Valley begins the second half on offense, and off we go. Trying to snap what was a 10-0 ESF run to close out the first half. John can't get the first shot of the half to fall, and a rebound for Cox. Franco, catch and shoot, top of the key. Picking up where he left off. 4 threes for Franco.
And he had 2 in the early going of the first half that got the Mighty Oaks out to an early lead. If he can repeat that in the second half with this double-digit lead already, that'll be impressive.
There is CJ Santos with his first 2 points of the night.
Shows you how much he was missed, having to spend the majority of the first half on the bench. You need some big-time points out of him in the second half.
Pass into the middle. Holland under the basket. That was, or I beg your pardon, that was Hank under the basket. That was swatted away. Stays with ESF. Emery driving, putting up a difficult shot, making it look easy.
I don't even think that's difficult to him. I think he just thinks of it as another shot. He's made so many great baskets today, whether it's been crafty finishes or fadeaways like that, and it all looks easy for him.
19 points to lead all scorers. This ball going down as it was stripped out of Santos's hands, glanced off his thigh and out of play.
Now you have a 14-point lead. If you go on a little bit of a run here, you can really take control in this matchup, get it towards blowout territory. This is a big couple of minutes for ESF out of the break.
And a foul called on Santos, his third, as he felled Emery right at half court, as the Nittany Lions responding to the game situation by applying some full court pressure. First foul of the second half either way. ESF by 2 touchdowns, with John D'Antonio going with the same 5 to start the second half, who started the game. The 5 seniors out there on the floor for the Mighty Oaks. Franco from nearly across the street, couldn't get it to fall. John with the rebound. Santiago back to John, steps inside and pulls it back out. The Lions look to run offense here. This is Kenyi. Emery with good defense. Battle for the rebound. It's tied up, and it's going to go ESF's way.
It's that extra effort that ESF has had all day.
Turnover off the inbounds pass, and a quick 3 for Kenyi.
Well, I took it from a normal distance this time, and he knocks it down. That shows you the shooting ability that he does have. Shooting over 35% from deep this season. That's a really good mark.
Second Nittany Lion in double figures with 10. Here's Emery. 2 defenders come to him. Gets rid of it to Cox. Spinning. Shot clock down to 5. That shot is blocked out of bounds as Kenyi swatted away the effort from Hank.
Kenyi trying to will his team back into this all by himself on both sides of the court.
Got a couple of blocks in the first half. Another one to his name there. 4 on the shot clock. Franco off the inbounds play for 3. Too strong. Long rebound loose. Santos down on the floor to pick it up. Now Santiago, scoreless so far today. First-year player from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Now Kenyi. John into the paint. And a hard fall after the foul and the missed shot. John's a bit slow to get up. You heard him fall there, Alex. It did not sound good.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Just went straight to the ground after going to the basket. Not what you want to see. Gets help to his feet by his teammates, and he's got a smile on his face. Looks like he'll be okay. Just took a rough tumble, and he'll be happy to get a couple of free shots from the line.
The only Nittany Lion to attempt a free throw so far tonight. He has 2 more coming his way. He missed his first one, has made his next 3. After rattling in the first, personnel change for ESF. Hank checks out and Sletfold will come in.
Crowd still getting loud for the free throws by opponents here today. Such a great atmosphere. This event being put on by the ESF Alumni Association. So fun every year.
Around and out on the second. So John brings Lehigh Valley back within 10, but no closer. In 3 of their previous 7 games here, the Mighty Oaks have actually trailed at the half, including last year. But of course, as we've mentioned numerous times, they've won all 7. Loose ball along the far sideline and a timeout. Great effort by Santiago. 1 to knock it away, 2 to somehow keep it in bounds, and then get the timeout.
Yeah, it's just a high IQ basketball play. Know things aren't going your way, so you grab the basketball, and I'm sure head coach Kyle Mills won't mind not having an extra timeout because that saved you possession and maybe a couple of points.
And as we talked about, every possession so valuable. As you know, ESF got out to a bigger lead earlier in the second half, but it's back down to 10, and Lehigh Valley, no stranger to playing close games decided by single digits, and they're going to try to pull it off again here tonight. And for Santiago, missed the first month of the season, didn't make a season debut against the 13th of December. He's kind of gone back and forth between being a starter and coming off the bench. Did start tonight, has not scored yet, but you can see his effort out there on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he's impacted the game in other ways. Very speedy player, good with the ball in his hands, so that's what you want out of a point guard, and you're going to need some good play like that to make up some of this 10-point deficit.
Gabe Mileto for three, comes up short. Cox with the board. You see Kenny extending that man-to-man defense beyond half court on Sletfold. Sletfold throws up a shot and gets hit on the elbow. He'll shoot a pair.
That was one of those last-minute shots. You know you're not making it, but hey, I can get a couple of free throws out of it. Another high IQ player, and he wasn't even that far off. Went just a little bit to the left of the rim, so a good effort there from Sletfold.
A high IQ player, a high free throw shooting percentage player as well. 78.5% on the year. And Sletfold has his first point of the night.
Sletfold's a guy who went to Freedom High School in Lehigh Valley, so played against some of these guys, even played with a few of these Penn State Lehigh Valley players. Cameron Black went to Freedom High School alongside Joshua Santiago, so a couple of familiar faces for Sletfold, but I don't think he'll mind scoring a few points on them.
Little extra sweet for him to see some former friends who are now foes on the hardwood. Here is Santiago, one of his former high school teammates. In the corner, Mileto thought about it. Poked out of bounds by Emery. It stays with Lehigh Valley with a dozen to shoot. One big guy in for another. Benzito on, Ian Holland off for ESF. Kenny with a shot clock running down. Offensive rebound hauled in by Santos, and he is guilty of traveling. Shuffled his feet under the basket as he was trying to go up for a putback.
The defense just really tight in the early goings of this second half, something that head coach John D'Antonio is going to be happy with.
Sletfold almost lost it. Now it's Franco spinning underhand and off the glass and in.
I mean, there's just no way to stop it. You're guarding him closely. He gets right past you in a second, and then a fancy lay-in. He's been doing that all day long, both on the inside and outside.
Santos missed on the long jumper. Put back from Schubel, also no good, but he draws the foul. He'll shoot a pair. A couple of Mighty Oaks in the middle. They're going to call this one on Sletfold. Just the second foul of the half. Charge to ESF. Schubel's been held off the score sheet tonight. Has not attempted many free throws this year, just 9 of 13, but he's good on the first.
Kyle John comes back into the game for Lehigh Valley after a few short minutes on the bench. He's been the catalyst of the offense for the Nittany Lions. And if you're the Penn State fan, happy to see him back in this game.
Has not scored from the field after halftime, but still leads the Nittany Lions with 16 points. And Benzito won't score an easier two tonight.
All alone.
He could have written or read a book while he was there. Timeout, Lehigh Valley with 14:46 to play. It was an 11-point game at the half, and it's been at least double digits ever since. So, Alex, So far, so good for ESF in the second half, a little more than 5 minutes in. And the Mighty Oaks kind of holding Lehigh Valley at arm's length.
Well, it's always a good sign when you force your opponent to call 2 timeouts in 5 minutes, which is exactly what SUNY ESF has done to start off this second half. Hasn't really changed anything. It's been the same formula, get the ball to your stars, and then also have some open passes, get other people involved. But Antonio Franco heated up to start the first half, similar in the second half, and we've had those similar fancy finishes out of Patrick Emery that have catalyzed this ESF offense early on in the second.
And with those 2 Lehigh Valley timeouts, as you mentioned, the Nittany Lions down to just 2 remaining for the game. So it could come into play later if it is a close game down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, not close right now, but in a couple of minutes, we've seen both teams go on big swings. You want to have some timeouts in your pocket, so I would imagine Kyle Mills is holding these last 2 for at least a few more minutes as his team tries to crawl back into this one.
Nittany Lion basketball out of the Lehigh Valley timeout. Looking to get a bucket here and chip away at a 14-point deficit. John to Santos. Now Kenyi. Patient possession. Now he dribbles and drives and kicks. And under the basket, it's John. It wouldn't fall for him. Good look. Unlucky.
Well, ESF has done a really good job of just not letting any open baskets in this half.
Andrew Cox rattles it home. 4-3, his first points of the game.
That's a fun way to get on the scoreboard. Drains a corner 3, and ESF's offense finding its full footing here.
The lead has ballooned to 17. Franco swats the pass away. He'll run the fast break. The contact means he'll miss the shot, but he will shoot a pair.
Almost ran into our camera over there.
Antonio Franco right into your living room. First free throws of the night for the senior Spaniard. Only 63% from the line this year, which is well below his career average. Normally a very reliable free throw shooter, and he showed it there. Franco, after graduation, plans to get his PhD in engineering.
Yeah, he's someone who just loves school. Started his career at Campbellsville University before coming here to ESF for the past few years. Obviously a very impressive ball player, but excellent in the classroom as well, and makes sense that trying to get a PhD as well.
It's a good blueprint for success.
Yes.
Foul here against ESF. It was a battle for the loose ball. Black ended up with it, and he was held. Third foul of the second half charged to the Mighty Oaks. 3 also have been whistled against Lehigh Valley. Schubel put up a 3. Short with the effort. Long rebound goes to Sletfold. Lehigh Valley with numbers back on defense, and Andrew Cox guilty of the charge. Schubel, who missed the shot at the other end, hustled back on defense and drew the offensive foul.
It's one of those 50-50 plays. You'll get half the calls, maybe not the other ones, but I think with a 19-point lead, you're okay with that.
Sure, John D'Antonio doesn't mind the effort on the fast break. And
he's relaxed a little bit since the first half.
Kyle John puts up an open 3 off the back of the iron.
Well, I think the big thing is you just have not gotten the production out of John in the second half that you did in the first 20, and that was what was keeping Penn State in this game.
Benzito for 3. Everything falling for ESF. 12 straight points, and it's a 22-point lead on senior night. And John still scoreless from the floor after halftime. Now Black for 3. No good. Second chance, though, after Badu got the offensive board. Penn State made 6 threes in the first half, just 1 after the break. Make it 2. DeAndre Badu for 3.
It seems like a three-point party, and everyone's invited here. Some guys who did not score in the first half getting involved, and even as this one heads to a big lead for ESF, good to see everyone getting in on the fun on both squads. You know, you do not have an opportunity to play on a court in an arena like this every day, so making the most of it no matter which side you're on.
And a turnover by ESF off the inbound leads to another quick 2 points for Lehigh Valley. Emmanuel Kenyi off the inbounds play laid it in. And another one, another violation on the Mighty Oaks. Lehigh Valley basketball. John D'Antonio, sorry Alex, a little more animated now. He'll take a quick timeout.
Yeah, I think you see that full court press really working out of Penn State. I'm not sure if it's just ESF didn't know what to do or just wasn't expecting it, because it's not something that's been in use all day. But when you have this big deficit, a couple of turnovers is what you need to change the tide. This is a really smart timeout. You haven't used one all day, but now the coaching staff for ESF can say, slow things down, just find your open man, and that's how you break a full court press like this.
Mighty Oaks fans, let's hear it one more time for our sponsors for tonight's game.
Quickly out of the timeout huddle. 5 on the floor for ESF. It's Zito along with Emery, Selin, DeVoe, and Ivan Richardson on the floor for the Mighty Oaks. Lehigh Valley still gathered around Kyle Mills, listening intently to their head coach. Now they break the formation. They'll have the ball. Looking to make it 3 quick buckets in a row with the ESF timeout sandwiched in the middle of them. John will inbound quickly to Kenyi for 3. Eight points in what, 30 seconds?
That's a big swing, and obviously still a 14-point lead for ESF, but a ton of time to play.
Mikey Selin.
That whole possession he just did himself, broke the press and then gets the ball down low with a crafty lay, showing both the speed and the scoring finesse on the same trip up the court.
Black backing down Richardson, throws up a brick. Schubel, the offensive board, and the putback. His first points from the field tonight. He has 4 in total, all in the second half. Heavy full court pressure to get it into Zito. This is Sawyer DeVoe with the lay-in. 9 points for DeVoe, closing in on his season high. He's going to be guilty of a foul here for bumping Kenyi on his way to the basket.
Well, Kenyi's definitely finding his footing here midway through the second half. It just is a question of whether it was too little too late, because ESF had already built up that big lead before these shots started to fall for the freshman guard.
And at the free throw line, they fall about every 4 out of 5 times. Over 79% from the charity stripe this season. Good on both. As ESF looks to break the Lehigh Valley full court press. Selin able to dribble it across half court. Emery with his back to the basket. Badu the defender. Emery buys the foul call there. As Badu tried to strip it, he says he got it clean. Emery certainly sold the call, and he'll shoot a pair.
Shooting 2.
Unable to connect on the first. He was 3 of 4 from the line in the first half. And around and out on the second, a rare miss on both from Patrick Emery. Kenyi. Now it's John to the basket. His layup is no good. I don't think Selin got a piece of the shot, but he certainly altered the effort. Now it's Emery coast to coast. On the second try, it's good.
Patrick
He's like Superman out there, flying, missed the first shot, and he didn't even land before the putback. What an effort there.
Now Black for a quick answer, no. Rebound here will stay with Lehigh Valley. Badu chased it down. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Patrick Emery. A game-high 21 points for the senior and FM product. Shot clock at 6, a foul off the ball. Fourth of the half, I beg your pardon, sixth of the half against ESF. So Lehigh Valley will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Another way potentially for the Nittany Lions to get back into the action. Special guest joining us courtside now. It is the athletic director of SUNY ESF, Dan Raymond, joining us.
Thank you for coming on.
Hey, we appreciate being here, and we appreciate the efforts of the ESF Alumni Association to really help make this night possible.
And we got a good game here, man. It's really, I love it.
Yeah.
How great is it to see all these fans come out here at the Dome?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, everybody really steps up and supports the team, and I think it really is a highlight of probably one of our biggest events for the year, man. It's great, you know. And when you have results like this, it's even better.
Doesn't hurt, yeah, when you're, not to jinx it, but a little more than 9 minutes away from going 8-0 at the Dome. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's a huge run, man. Yeah.
And of course, a bittersweet night in a lot of ways when you know you're going to lose 5 players from this team, but it's so special to honor them all, have their friends and family here, and get them all their moment out on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if it was talked about earlier. Earlier today, we had a tailgate in the Gateway Center, and we had a couple videos that Antonio's family sent from Spain, and it really got him all choked up, you know.
I can imagine, yeah.
And he came out here and made a couple threes.
Yeah,
so
he's
I
good
like
at that.
Yeah. So, but no, it was very. Just a really, those guys, I mean, I've seen them all through my time here, and they've just gotten better and better. I mean, Pat is just a beast. He's been really a fantastic player and really kind of led the team. Those guys have been just good leaders, too, you know, and also very good people. I know they're going to go on and do some great successful things in life, absolutely.
In line to tie the school record for wins in the season. You have to imagine that kind of sets the momentum in the right way for this squad.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's the goal of every program, right? It's just to improve. And, you know, basketball has been tough for us, and we've really just grinded it through, man, and gotten better and better. I do think Coach D'Antonio and his staff have really stepped up and did a fantastic job, too. You know, but all the guys on that team, even the ones that aren't getting a lot of time tonight, it's a joint effort, man. And they practice, and John does a lot of practicing, daily practicing, and you know it's a hard road when you're going at ESF. You know, you got labs, you got a lot of things that really push you academically. So it's important.
Really student athletes. They do
really
both the classroom and the stuff on the court.
Really student athletes, man. Yeah, we haven't received any NIL money yet.
That's the next step.
Yes. But when you look over there and you see, Christopher Becure and this whole team here, man, those guys capturing the moments with our students, really loving it. That's just an awesome thing, man. So
they enjoy what they do, they love what they do, and they're really good at it. And it's great to bring the gang all out here tonight at the Dome.
That's what it is, man. It's bringing the whole gang out.
Absolutely.
Yeah? But I want to thank you guys. It's always awesome, man.
Thank you for joining us.
Dan, thanks for spending some time. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Yep. Thank
see
you.
if the Mighty Oaks can bring home the win here.
All right, take care.
ESF Director of Athletics Dan Raymond joining us here on the broadcast. Kenny Copps, Alex Burstein, and Nico Horning with you courtside here at the JMA Dome. 7:40 remaining in the second half. Lehigh Valley went on a little bit of a run there. 71-59 our score. And here is Nico with some guys in green.
Crew. Thanks for waiting, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good. We were here a year ago, and now you got some more people to the crew.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
New members. I'm doing great.
Love it. We got now. Who inspired this idea? get all, what is this, 40 people, at least 40 students to be like you?
$15, and if you want to go get your body painted.
I love it. I love it. All right, now first year green guys back here. How'd you guys get involved?
Yeah, I did it last year with Josh, and senior this year, so wanted to do it again. I'm a first timer. It's my last semester. I got to go out with a bang.
I love it. Well, you guys did go out with a bang. The green guys here in the dome, and we'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Nico, and best of luck navigating your way out of that sea of green over there.
Those are some super fans.
Yes, they are. For that one young man, we had him on the call or on the broadcast last year. Good to see him back again. 6 seconds to get it over here for ESF. And now it's going to be an interesting call here as Cameron Black was wrestling with Antonio Franco to find the loose ball.
Yeah, this high-pressure full-court press out of the Nittany Lions has worked well the last couple of moments. Obviously, ESF keeps the ball here, but cutting it to a 12-point deficit and forcing some errors like we see right there.
And that was a forced pass from Sletvold. He could not go in the backcourt. He only had 1 second to get it over. It would have been a 10-second violation. They ruled that the pass was deflected off its intended target, Ian Holland, back to Lehigh Valley. And the Nittany Lions can cut it to single digits with a triple here. They've trailed by as many as 22, but the shots have started falling again for the visitors. Inside out, this is John, a corner three. No good for him. Who touched it last? Lehigh Valley basketball.
Well, those are the shots that have to fall when you're trying for a late comeback. John gets a great look open in the corner there and comes up just an inch or two short.
Black catch and shoot off the inbounds. Too strong. John had it, lost it, got it back. It wouldn't fall for him. 3 looks at it on that possession, 3 misses. The last one really unlucky for Lehigh Valley that it wouldn't fall. Now Franco, big collision in the middle. It's a blocking call. Bodies bouncing off each other.
Like a pinball machine. They both just ricocheted off of each other. Franco gets the better of it, and ESF keeps possession. But physical game here. Both teams still very much in it and playing like so.
I was thinking like curling stones in the house from the Winter Olympics.
Yes, that's a good comparison.
Here is Franco back on his feet. Back with 3 more.
Antonio
Schubel at the other end for 2. 76-63. The tempo increasing as Emery unsuccessful on the lay-in, and the foul will send us back the other way. Loose ball foul on Emery in the battle for the rebound, and that will put Lehigh Valley into the bonus. I think Schubel's going to be the one shooting 1 and 1.
You know, if you're ESF right now, things have gotten a little bit closer. You just want to slow down, take a deep breath. Still a double-digit lead. You're in control of this game, but don't make those silly mistakes. Keep those turnovers low, and that's how you can soar out to a late victory.
Schubel perfect from the line tonight. Around and out on the second one. Black got his hand on the ball but couldn't corral the board. Emery did. Another double-double in the JMA Dome for Patrick Emery, his 3rd in each of the last 3 years. Puts it on the floor. Draws the attention of 2 and now 3. Finds an open man in Andrew Cox. DeVoe for 2. He tickles the twine. Sawyer DeVoe in double digits. He's got 11.
A big block there. What a play out of Nate Sletvold the other way.
DeVoe fouled in transition. He'll shoot 2. Yeah, Sletvold was fired up, and rightly so, behind the play.
Making a big play like that in a big arena like this, that'll get your emotions running high. And now, big opportunity for ESF to hit the 80-point mark.
They usually do, averaging just under 85 points a game. with that make on the first one. DeVoe matched his season high of 12. He also poured in a dozen when ESF played against OCC on the 13th of January. Cameron Black with the left hand, despite the good defense from Franco off glass and in.
Yeah, I mean, even with good defense, that's hard to stop, starting on the left wing and kind of just did a full 180 rotation to get to the basket.
Here is Sawyer DeVoe for 2 more. 7 points in either half. He has a season high 14.
He's racking up the baskets now, and when ESF needed someone to step up late, he's answering the phone call.
Here's Badu. Crafty finish, again over good defense from Franco. But ESF more than happy to trade buckets at this point in the game. Franco will shoot a pair. Mileto got him on the way up. Both teams into the bonus now.
Antonio Franco to the line.
Franco 2 for 2 from the line tonight. 10 for 10 in his career at the JMA Dome. And I was holding my breath there, Alex.
The old broadcaster's jinx. Doesn't matter when you're that good, though.
12 for 12. Two more for Badu, driving hard to the tin. And Sledfold went for the steal, gets called for the foul instead. It'll be a 1-and-1. I think Kenny's going to be the shooter.
Such a great night here at the Dome. Green out the Dome, made possible by the generous support of the ESF Alumni Association, representing over 24,000 ESF alums worldwide, forming lasting relationships that go well beyond graduation. The ESF Alumni Association is proud to support our future alumni, reconnect, network, or give back. Visit them online at esf.edu/alumni.
Quick 3 for Badu after Sledfold missed the front end. Another foul here. This could be on Badu as well. Ninth team foul of the second half against Lehigh Valley. So one more 1-and-1 here for the Mighty Oaks.
Once again, a little bit of a late push here from Penn State Lehigh Valley. It's what they've done all season long. You mentioned earlier on a bunch of close single-digit losses this season. So they know how to make a late run, but ESF right now doing just enough to hold them off, and these free throws definitely will help.
Franco 5 for 5 from the line this half. He stays perfect. 27 points for Franco. To lead all scorers.
Really stepping up late in this game, whether it's the shooting or right now just making his shots from the charity stripe.
Here's Black over Emery, around and in. Nice game for Black with 14 off the bench. And then a foul on Badu as Lehigh Valley got a quick steal, had another chance to get it down to single digits. That was the 5th personal foul on DeAndre Badu, so he checks out of the game. A 10-point second half for him. Helped his team hang around. ESF nearly perfect from the free throw line in the second half. They've only missed a couple.
Well, Kenny, Beth's Bounty, a community partner of the Food Bank of Central New York, is supporting ESF students by easing food insecurity. This past fall alone, Beth's Bounty assisted over 800 ESF students. Food or personal care items can be dropped off at the pantry in Moon Library, or you can support Beth's Bounty with a financial gift. Scan the QR code for details and a link to their Amazon gift list. Thanks for supporting ESF students in need.
Absolutely a great cause, doing some wonderful work in the community, and an offensive foul here as Kenny plowed over his opposite number, Franco. Emery had an alley lay-in at the other end.
And the momentum's kind of completely shifted here. There was a couple of minutes where Lehigh Valley was keeping it close, that press working really well, but I think ESF has learned if you pass the ball, find the open guy, you can get past this aggressive defense from Penn State, and it's come down to just making shots, and ESF has done that at a much higher ability tonight.
That run at the start of the second half really opened up a lead that was too much to come back from, and how about that? Not one you see very often. It's one for the basketball bingo card. The ball wedged between the rim and the backboard. It's a held ball, the arrow going the direction of Lehigh Valley. There were a couple of times the Nittany Lions got it down to 10 and had some looks to get it to single digits. Kenny lost it. Emery was the closest defender.
Well, and that's what makes this lead for ESF all the more impressive. They've held away all these different comeback attempts.
This is Peyton Roberts in the game for the first time, and he's heading to the free throw line. Kenny Copps with Alex Burstein and Nico Horning here. The JMA Dome on senior night for SUNY ESF.
It's been a fun one.
Yes, it has. High scoring, fast paced, and they changed the call on that last play to an offensive foul, so no free throws coming for Peyton Roberts, as he was looking to get off the snide for the season in the 6th game of action. No points in his previous 5. This is Jeremy Washington throwing up an air ball from the corner. Home run ball for Roberts is intercepted by Gabe Mileto.
He's so close to those points.
And you know the ESF bench will go nuts if he gets them. Floater no good from Kukta. Franco for 3, too strong. Stoppage here for a foul. That is Sean Cerullo with the foul, and for the final time in the colors of SUNY ESF, Antonio Franco, Andrew Cox, and Patrick Emery check out of the game with 1:16 to play. A nice ovation from their bench, their teammates, coaches, and all the fans in attendance tonight. 1-1 here for Jonathan Kukta, who connects on the first.
29 from Franco in his last game. What a way to send it off.
A season high as well for Franco. No good on the second, but the offensive board for Kukta and a foul. Both teams in the double bonus. In a limited sample size, Kukta had been good from the line this year, 4 for 5 entering tonight. 2 for 4 this evening, however. Tessara free throws coming up for Hawara Tirana. Sophomore guard from Harlem. Young man of Sri Lankan descent makes his first free throw attempt of the season, and some of his fans and friends in the crowd going nuts for him, and why not? He makes them both.
Great to see some new faces on the court for this last minute. Everyone getting a chance to relish in this late ESF victory.
Here he comes, fading away. Coming up short was Tanner Buish. And a foul called and free throws coming up for Lehigh Valley.
91 points, quite the offensive output for the Mighty Oaks tonight, a team that's had a couple of big scoring games, have hit triple digits a couple of times. They really know how to score the ball and showing it in this season finale.
Fourth year in a row, they've scored at least 87 in the Dome. They put up 93 against OCC 2 years ago and had their best offensive outing, a 101-45 win against Vaughn in 2023. Don't think they'll get to 101 tonight, but still, 91, an impressive showing.
They'll be happy with that.
Absolutely. Well, Sharon Graham banked the first free throw in. The second one was too strong. It will stay here with the Nittany Lions with 44.1 seconds left. Another foul as the officials calling this one tightly down the stretch.
Everyone bumping into each other a little bit. It's been a long game.
Peyton Roberts with the foul call. And Graham goes right back to the line. Graham has been a regular player for Lehigh Valley this season, but used sparingly tonight. He's made 8 starts. Not a big minutes guy, but kind of an all-around player. He'll give you a bucket or two, grab some boards, be pesky on the defensive end. Crowd making some noise as Graham goes 1 of 2 again from the line. Post-game, we're going to hear from Coach John D'Antonio and from our player of the game.
Couple good options. There's
Absolutely.
A lot of players of the game for ESF tonight.
We could ask the audience and probably get a 50-50 split between Franco and Emery, and DeVoe might get some consideration as well, as he's had a career night.
Yeah, I mean, player of the second half probably is him, because he's the one that, when things got a little close, clutched up for the Mighty Oaks.
Iwara Tirana 4 of 4 from the line here in the second half. He's halfway to his season high.
In just a couple minutes, pretty impressive.
That pass halfway back to Lehigh Valley. Cookta threw it away. 1.6 second differential between the game and shot clocks. Ooh! Unintentional but painful nonetheless. Mileto with the foul.
Well, 8-0 sounds pretty good for ESF at the Dome. I don't know if there's just magic in the air, but it seems like whenever the Mighty Oaks step on this court, it's just pure domination and well on the way to what's going to be likely a double-digit win. Keeps on being very impressive play here for SUNY ESF.
One more change for the Oaks. Sean Cerullo in for Tisara Iwara Tirana. A couple more free throws in. Nice. There's a lay-in for Lehigh Valley. Shot clock is off. Ball is turned over. And turned over again. Changing hands like a hot potato out there. Tanner Buish gets one of the loudest roars of the night. 1,000-point player in his high school days at Clyde Savannah. 3-ball on the way is short. Offensive rebound, Graham. Still spinning around with it was Mileto, and he's fouled.
Everyone having fun tonight. You're going to see a lot of smiles on this court in about 4 seconds, I believe.
Gabe Mileto gets his name in the box score, making that free throw. And he knocks them both down. ESF doesn't have to attempt a shot here with just 4 seconds left. Roberts will end the game with the ball in his hands. ESF fans on their feet, and that will do it.
And that's the game.
97 to 83. ESF with the win on senior night. Send their 5 senior players out in style. Match the program record for wins in a season with 11 and make it 8 wins and as many games on this floor.
Let's give it up one more time.
Yeah, Penn State gave a good fight in the middle of the first half and came clawing back late in the second, but just pure domination. The seniors really showed out for SUNY ESF tonight. Antonio Franco as well as Patrick Emery doing what they do best, scoring the basketball, but so many players made either a little or a big impact tonight, and it was that team effort that brought ESF to an impressive 97 points and a really good win tonight.
Both Franco and Emery, as usual, well over 20 points for the Mighty Oaks. Sawyer DeVoe, season high 14 off the bench, and Mikey Sellen, we were impressed with him. We didn't see him as much in the second half, but he had a half dozen as well for the Mighty Oaks. As the whole team gathering for a photo op at center court, and why not? A chance to really drink it all in and really savor and commemorate the moment here on Jim Boeheim Court.
That's what it's all about, getting a win to close out the season, honoring your seniors in the best way possible, and it's a good night for the SUNY ESF campus.
Yes, it is. Lots of smiles on people's faces as the ESF faithful who greened out the dome make their way out. As center of the floor, Nate Sletfold, you can see him. He is out there talking with and exchanging jerseys with some of his former friends and foes in high school in Pennsylvania. Nice moment for that trio that we highlighted earlier on in the game. Absolutely. We're going to hear from our player of the game and from ESF head coach John D'Antonio shortly. No surprise that Antonio Franco is going to earn player of the game honors. And here is Nico Horning with Antonio and John.
That's right. We're here first with Coach John D'Antonio. Coach, congratulations on another win, staying undefeated here in the Dome. What did it take from the jump tonight to get this win here in the Dome?
We just have really good players. I mean, Antonio, Pat, Andrew, everybody that played tonight, we just have great players. Nate, Sawyer, Ian, James, everybody did a great job. And we just played as a team, and we scored 97 points. And we just, it's not the coaching, it's the players. We are great players.
And you've had a lot of success years in and years out here in this game particularly. What set this group of players apart from other years?
Well, this group has a tight camaraderie. You know, they play together and they hang out together, so they stay connected. And with that connection and the fans, it's always an exciting game. So it feels really good to go out with another win.
And speaking of the fans and the community, another good showing here this year. What did you enjoy seeing from the atmosphere in the Dome tonight?
It's just a lot of fun. I think our guys feed off the energy because, they kind of come out with the green man, things like that. There's some noise. We're playing in this beautiful facility. It's just exciting, you know what I mean? So it's just really great to do that.
Well, congratulations on another win, and go enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right, Antonio Franco here tonight, one of the 5 seniors that's going out. And first off, I got to ask you, your family watching from Spain, what have they meant to your success here to this point at ESF?
Well, my family means everything. They are my main support, and I'm really grateful for having them. I couldn't be here and doing the type of things that I'm doing without them. Yeah.
You and Patrick Emery have had a lot of success together, not only on this court, but on other courts. But going 4-0 here specifically, what did it take year in and year out to gear up for this game and get the win?
Well, it's a great environment. People here are really supportive, and we gotta show people what are we capable for. And yeah, that's all.
What are you gonna miss most about this set of teammates that you enjoyed here for the last few years?
The friendships, yeah. I don't know if we are gonna. Some of them are coming back here. They gotta finish their studies. I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah, the friendships mostly, yeah. Really good group of friends. I really enjoyed these 3 years here. I'm really grateful for having them as well. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Go enjoy it with your teammates.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, Antonio Franco here in the Dome. Coach John D'Antonio. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks, John and Antonio, and thank you, Nico. Number 1 for ESF was numero uno tonight with 29 points. As he led the way, Patrick Emery with 23 for the Mighty Oaks. Sawyer DeVoe with 14, a new season high for him. Ben Zito came off the bench for the first time this season, ended up with 8 points. Andrew Cox had 5, and Mikey Sellen had 6. Ian Holland and James Hank played hard, were factors on the defensive end. Didn't score any points, but their efforts should not go unnoted either.
Yeah, it was a team effort tonight. Obviously, the stars showed up for SUNY ESF, but it took everyone to get this 14-point victory and end the season certainly on a sweet note in what's been a historic season.
And for Penn State Lehigh Valley, they end the season, with 7 wins, an improvement from 4 from last year. They finished 3-3 in the month of February. So just like last year, that slow start. This year they started all right. They were 500 in November. Then they lost, I think it was 13-14. They finished strong again. So Kyle Mills, he has some puzzle pieces there. He didn't have the box last year. He has the box this year, and he'll start to put the border together and really try to assemble the jigsaw better next year. Now, one final thought here from our third man, Nico Horning.
Well, another great win tonight for ESF. Antonio Franco, Patrick Emery, that's been the duo here for the last couple of years in the Mighty Oaks. And to go along with Kieran Heffernan and the other seniors that ESF has produced, Emery and Franco get to write their name next to the legacy. Emery, the leading point scorer all time, and Franco number 2 right up there as well. So another win for ESF, almost reaching 100 points, guys, and another impressive victory.
All right, thanks, Nico. And Alex, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just a really, really good game here. The atmosphere was great, impressive play from all around, and that's what Green Out the Dome does every year. It just brings everyone together, and it always is a little bit sweeter when there's an ESF win with it.
And that's 8 in as many years now. Program record tying 11 victories on the season. Quick look here at our final stats, and I think John D'Antonio, and obviously is going to be happy, but some of the stuff he talked about pregame, it came to fruition.
Yeah, those rebounds, that was the big thing. He said when we won the rebounding battle this season, we won a lot of games. Lo and behold, a 32-24 edge on the boards, and SUNY ESF gets the big win.
The Mighty Oaks made a lot of their free throws and shot just under 50% from the field. That's a winning combination for the Mighty Oaks. 97-83, our final here on senior night. On behalf of our outstanding production crew and my colleagues, Nico Horning and Alex Burstein, I'm Kenny Copps. Thank you all for joining us from the JMA Dome. Mighty Oaks Basketball is an exclusive presentation of ESFTV. One last time, your final score from Jim Boeheim Court on senior night. SUNY ESF 97, Penn State Lehigh Valley 83. So long from Syracuse, New York.